Hey all, Bad Girl Mystic here. Once again, as always, raw and uncut, bringing to you coloring alchemy for transforming trauma with she magic. And what do I mean by she magic? What I mean is taking the experience of female and using the elements in our environment around us to place our attention with a clear intention and with the desire to change your experience so that you are more aligned with your heart's desire. All right, so how do we do this? I do this with coloring alchemy. So right here in front of me, I have, as you all know, I work with Amy Cesare's coloring book of shadows. And just letting you know, yesterday I had a kind of bad brain day, so if there's any camera shaking, I apologize. All right, so this is what I use, and what I'm going to share with you today for Magic Monday is we are going to get magical. But before we do, Chihuahua Cam. All right, so New Moon Alchemy. There we go. New Moon Alchemy's about action. And check out my brand new compression gloves. Been having some problems with my hand with gripping, tension. When you have chronic pain and inflammation, there's a lot of muscle tension. So, just FYI, we are in the heart chakra cycle. We will be focusing on the heart chakra while I'm talking about the New Moon Alchemy. So, here in front of me are my tools I use for my New Moon Alchemy. And to create alchemy, as I said, you need a focus. You need to know what your intention is and where you want to put your attention. New Moon is about riding that energy for action. Okay? So in July, we've been blessed with 2 new moons. And when you follow the moon cycles, you can use that energy by being in sync with your alchemy and using 3 ingredients for transformation. There's always 3 ingredients. I don't care what system you're using, whether you're using witchcraft, you are using neuroscience, you are using traditional therapy. It always comes down to, what do you believe? How do you feel about it? And what are you going to do about it? Right? So in New Moon Alchemy, when I go to take this energy for action, I first want to check in with what I believe. So I'm going to use this formula, and I'm going to go into Believe. I'm going to do a 2-card oracle. And I like to do a 2-card oracle that is shadow and light. Just shuffle the cards and then intuitively split the deck somewhere, and card to your left is your shadow, is your feminine, is your yin, yang, or I'm getting them confused. So let's just go with your feminine, your shadows in terms of where in your truth do you need to, got a chihuahua on my shoulder. What needs to come up? What needs to be released? What needs to come into the light for focus? And the right, dynamic, masculine, is, where are we going to put that energy into action? For myself, for summer, I use the Oracle deck. I change my Oracle deck seasonally. And I got 2 different cards on release and where I want to focus next and what it is that I want to do. Now, the next thing is I'm going to do a vision quest. Now I've got a chihuahua's tongue getting chihuahua kisses. All right, Dobby, stop. Vision quest. So how do you feel about this, right? What's coming up for you when you read about these oracles, when you look at the pictures? What is it that's coming up for you? How does it feel? For myself, I like to do a vision quest Because we are in the zodiac sign of Cancer, I'm definitely going to use water in my vision quest, and water was in both of the oracle cards I pulled up. No, no shit. It was really cool. So you're gonna on that vision quest, very simple. You travel, you receive your message, your wisdom, you leave a gift, and then when you come back, you recalibrate with that message. So the third ingredient in doing new moon alchemy is doing. And this is where you're really going to feel that extra lift from being in this moon cycle of action. Now, what I like to do is then the do is use my book of shadows to journal what I learned from the quest. And I put the wisdom I learned, what I'm grateful for, and where do I desire to focus next? Where do I want to take this message, this information I've been given, and focus next? And then within the cycle that we're in, right? We're in zodiac, we're in water, so I'm going to use a lot of sea magic, a lot of visualization. Right now I'm focused a lot on sea magic. This is a theme throughout Amy's Book of Shadow for the month. I'm going to also use the air element from the heart chakra cycle. In particular, the heart chakra cycle I've been talking about, you want to pay attention to hands. For myself, definitely, I'm going to pay attention to hands. I've got some rejuvenating I want to do. So I put a little note, hand jive, for myself. But what I mean by that is when I go to dance, I'm going to really use my hands. Maybe use a visualization of a mermaid and dance like I'm swimming through the water, graceful and flowing. And then with air, you think about speaking and moving. So I'm honoring the elements by putting in here, making sure I calendar in dance, tribe, and water alchemy. So this is part of having a planner, a Book of Shadows planner, as opposed to a Book of Shadows. I treat this like, wreck my journal. I use this, I write in it, make all my notes, I highlight, I go to town on it. Anyway, so this is my month. This is what I've been coloring. One of the stones is abalone, another is malachite and turquoise, and then I share my coloring on the Facebook Coloring Coven page, which is a lot of fun. I track all the colors and crystals, what I call Amy's magic helpers that she puts, as well as the elements. And so I either do crafts with the crystals or I do visualizations. And when I go do my vision quest, I use the colors in the vision quest. I imagine like green and pink energies, and I use the affirmations that she has, and I write them all through the book so that they are, repetition is key for really getting that mind-body memory, that alchemy that happens all the way down to the cellular level, where it's now just it's an unconscious choice. You just automatically go there. She talks about water alchemy, moon baths, and sea witchery. So for myself, space and being able to get around, things like that. Due to my health stuff, I'm a bit of a shut-in. So one of the ways I practice water alchemy, especially being able to access that ocean minerals, is add sea salt to a foot bath. And so that's going to be my water alchemy for this month. As you can see, I track the moon cycles, what they are. I include it in. So coloring magic, like this is what it is coloring magic. It's what are your intentions? And then using the planner to keep your attention and your actions, your efforts, your play, your feelings. You just want to keep sparking your joy. You want to keep, especially for trauma, you want to keep sparking your joy so that you activate those hormones that heal your immune system and actually repattern how you're reacting to the environment around you. So attention's the now focus, and the now focus is the transformation potion. That's something that's why coloring is so powerful, is because it keeps you in the moment of now. And when you're in the moment of now and you're not thinking about the past or worrying about the future, what happens is your brain is able to make new connections and bring up information from the unconscious that you are aligned with. It helps you align, helps you connect, help you heal and make new choices and choose new fuel. And guess what? Like, just the more you do it and the more joyful you make it, the better your results are going to be. So this is what I've colored up to all the way now. And this is my pages for this week. I've already color blocked it. And we'll see where it goes from there. I like the color block. I always try. I'm thinking I'm just going to maybe just do a light fill-in. I don't know. We'll see. So I mentioned air, invoking the air element with dance. Let's look over here at my notes. We're in the zodiac of Cancer. You can go to the Facebook. I'm not an astrologist. I'm a fan of the science. Since I was a little kid, I've been a fan of the science. I used to think that was like God's way of having a filing notes of, so he doesn't make the same personalities over and over. Like that was his recipe book when I was a kid. I mentioned we're in the heart chakra cycle, so to focus on hands and circulation, it's the element of air, plus water is the element of emotion. So think about when you're out of balance. What is, hurricanes, right? Like it feels like a hurricane. There's God, how many songs have been written about hurricanes? And just letting you know, August 1st, we move into the throat chakra cycle. So for the next week, think about the bridge you're making of bringing those emotions up and voicing them, even if it's just alone, even if you just sing along with songs. What are those emotions? What are those truths? It just constantly amazes me what comes up from the shadows, things from the past are unspoken. And we'll be moving into the sign of Leo, which is the element of fire. So what are you passionate about? Not only does something spark your joy, but what are you passionate about? What is it that, if today was your last day on earth, what do you want to use your breaths for? What do it could be something as simple, like if it was my last day on earth and I decided to skip coffee, I'd be really bummed that I didn't have fucking coffee before I left earth. So what are those things that even if, you include in your day, even if it's just a little bit, what are those things that, maybe it's something simple that you're passionate about that I just said, or, what's your bigger thing? For me, it's stopping violence against women and children and helping women who have been violated, how to navigate the incredible, huge fucking shitstorm that has landed on your doorstep from predators, and the lack of information and the lack of availability of resources for women to heal from trauma, and how even with something as simple as coloring, we can use it to turn our focus into empowering ourselves. And the more we empower ourselves, the more we can empower others. Wow, I don't know where that came from. But anywho, so I'm going to zoom on out. See, I've got all my stuff. These are my notes. And then I make oracle card, like just notes. I keep track of the keys and the card and the element, and then I do more of a freestyle writing. So find your system, find your formula. I'm just sharing what works for me. And, oh, there you go, barky, barky. All right, peace out, you guys, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Happy Magic Monday. Go be magical.